Morning, beautiful. He greeted you with his usual cheeky grin, leaning by the locker beside yours. You scolded, rolling your eyes, and decided to ignore him as you used to do every morning when he would lurk around you. What? No reply again? That's so cruel of you, lady, he muttered, folding his arms across his chest. He had his infamous, stupid smirk on his lips, which made you want to punch him. You exhaled loudly, counting to 10 to not burst out on him. You had already had a bad start of the day. You overslept and thus woke up late, so you had to rush to campus. In haste, you slept in the washroom, got tangled in the pile of your dirty laundry, missed your bus, and bumped into the glass door of the campus. To add more to your distress, your best friend, who was bugging you with texts and calls since morning, hadn't arrived yet. Indeed, a rough morning. Amidst all this, the infuriatingly handsome guy in front of you was trying to get under your skin. The last thing you wanted was to get suspended for choosing violence. Deep breaths, fine, deep breaths. Stay calm. You mentally schooled yourself, shutting your eyes and taking long, deep breaths. Meanwhile, Taehyung watched it, slightly amused. What's happened, beautiful? Why do you look like you want to kill someone? He snickered, a teasing glint in his eyes. You shot him a glare, your jaw clenching. You! I'll kill you if you don't shut this annoying mouth of yours. He grinned, pressing his hand above his heart. This stupid heart of mine, it is to be blamed, beautiful. Whenever I look at you, it goes like boom, boom, boom. Damn it. He grinned, removing a rose from his jacket where he had placed his hand earlier. See, a red rose, symbol of love. This is for you from the bottom of my heart. You looked at the rose and then back at him. Without saying another word, you spun on your heels and walked away. What? Hey, take this rose, he said loudly, following you. You huffed in frustration and fastened your steps. He too walked faster, resulting you to walk even faster until you both were practically running. Stop following me, you yelled, running towards the class. The other students were looking at you. Some were amused, some shook their heads, habitual of this cat mouse game. Who else am I supposed to follow if not you? He yelled back, slightly breathless. There are plenty of girls out there. But they are not you. You abruptly stopped in your tracks, and he stopped a few feet behind you. You knew until you took the floor from him, he wouldn't stop chasing you. He grinned when you turned around and walked towards him. You breathed heavy from running. You snatched the floor from his hand and shot him a glare. But he only grinned cheekily as if he had achieved something big. Happy? Don't bother me now. Saying so, you turned around and walked away, leaving him smiling like an idiot. Now that's what we call a good morning. He spoke loud enough for you to hear, but you didn't pay attention to him. At least talk to me, Ryan. Your best friend whined, taking a seat beside you on one of the tables in campus cafeteria. You decided to bunk the classes without telling me, and you expect me to talk to you? Go and talk to that Shelley. She's your new friend now. You mocked, rolling your eyes. She sighed in exasperation. I called you several times, but you didn't pick up, and you know how much I love cupcakes. I couldn't resist when Shelley and her other friends invited me. I even got some for you as well. She took out a box from her bag and opened it in front of you. The sweet smell of strawberries instantly hit your nostrils. You glanced at the mouth-watering cupcakes and then looked at Maya. Fine, I forgive you because you brought these for me. She smiled cheekily and nodded towards the cupcakes. You grabbed one and were about to take a bite when... What the hell? You shrieked, your voice shaking with fury. The young had snatched the dessert from your hands and galloped it in two big bites, all the while his eyes never leaving yours. What is your problem, Kim Taehyung? You banged your hands on the table, standing up with the force. The scene gained attention of the people present there. He put his hand up in a placating gesture and pointed at his full mouth as if telling you to wait till he finished chewing. You threw gloves at him, hands fluttering on your sides. If he was trying to get on your nerves, it was definitely working. There are two things I can't resist: strawberry cupcakes and you beautiful. He winked at you, his remark causing the crowd to hoot. You gritted your teeth in irritation. Stop it. Stop whatever you are doing. You will achieve nothing with this. Your brows furrowed when he chuckled as if you had cracked some jokes. I can't, beautiful. Told you, it's not me, it's my crazy heart, which had lost itself to you. I'm just following its command. He shrugged casually, reaching out to grab another cupcake, but you slapped his hand away. Look, you paused, taking long and deep breaths to not lose your composure. I have said it several times, and I'm saying it again. Stop coming after me. I don't want to be with you. Your eyes zeroed in anger when he chuckled again. I know, heard it several times, but why? I asked you to give me a reason and I would back off. Why do you not want me to come after you? He folded his arms across his chest, leaning to your face level. He was close, so close you could smell his musky scent. It gave you a weird feeling in your stomach and made your heart race. He was undoubtedly handsome, probably the most handsome man you had ever seen, but he had a bad reputation. He was known for getting into fights very often, and you didn't appreciate it. Only if he weren't a bad boy, you might have. Why me? There are plenty of girls who want you, who would do anything for you. Then why do you keep on pursuing me? You couldn't stop yourself from asking. This thing had been bothering you ever since he decided to chase after you on a random day. Why do you keep on denying me? Is it because I get into fights? He tilted his head, pinning you under a questioning look. You didn't say anything, thereby confirming his doubt. Fine, I'll stop it. Even if I get beaten to death, I won't fight back. You have my words. Now will you give me a chance, beautiful? You were tongue-tied, a little surprised maybe because you didn't expect this. But I don't even love you. You said thinking he would back off now. But what he said next made you shudder from inside. Give me 7 days. 7 days to make you fall in love with me. His expression softened, and he looked at you with a look that you hadn't witnessed ever. You witnessed the freeze, looking with hurt in his eyes, coming alive. But you trailed off, slowly observing the reality. You were flabbergasted and slightly flustered. You could feel gazes on yourself. You knew people were waiting for your response. More than them, he was waiting. And what if you couldn't? Then what? You asked after gaining your composure. Then I'll stop bothering you. I won't chase you, but I can promise this won't happen. I have got a lot of charm. I'll make sure to use all of it on you, so you don't have any other option except to accept me. He said with a confidence that made you question your choices. You contemplated for a moment. Didn't seem a bad idea. You were sure you wouldn't fall for him. It was a matter of 7 days and he would stop pursuing you. Yes, you said before you could second guess yourself. A loud cheering echoed through the cafeteria, startling you. The loudest was of your best friend, Maya. You looked around until your gaze stopped at Taehyung. He had a soft smile on his lips. His happiness was evident with the way his eyes were sparkling. He looked determined. Those were either going to be the most beautiful or the most traumatic 7 days of your life. You were walking towards your class with Maya. You hadn't seen Taeyong. His absence was surprising because he made a promise just yesterday. You expected him to lurk around you all the time. Maya, you were about to talk to her about Taeyong, but halted when you saw him approaching you from the opposite direction. He grinned when your eyes met his. Well, since your lover boy is here, I'm leaving. See you in class and don't forget to give me details later. Enjoy. She winked at you and fled from there before you could say a word. Morning, girlfriend. He smiled widely, forwarding a bouquet of blue tulips towards you. Excuse me, I'm not your girlfriend. You squinted your eyes at him. Not yet, but since you agreed to give me a chance, you are my unofficial girlfriend for 7 days and after that, the official one. He winked at you, signaling at the floors with his eyes. Aren't you being overconfident? I mean, it's just the first day and you never know what is going to happen during the upcoming days. You muttered as you took the flowers from him. Instead of replying, he just shrugged casually. You looked at him. He looked different today. His face is a different glow, and it could be seen from afar. Already rest, beautiful. I didn't even try yet. He chuckled, snapping his fingers in front of your face. You blinked, coming back to reality. Averting your gaze, you cleared your throat awkwardly. The interaction left you flustered. Oh, I should head to the class. You spun on your heels and walked towards your class, cursing madly to make yourself look like a clown. Wait, I'm coming with you. He ran after you to catch up with your pace. You clutched the boogie tighter as he walked beside you, his shoulder brushing against yours. Since when did you start attending classes? Why the sudden change? What happened? You asked as you couldn't hold back your curiosity. You happened to me, beautiful. You stopped in your tracks, a shiver running down your spine. He, too, stopped with you, looking at you with raised eyebrows. What, aren't you getting late for class? He probed, confused by your sudden halt. You blinked at him, shaking your head as if to shrug off the thoughts that clouded your head. Your gaze started walking with him being hot on your tail. Your entire focus was on what the professor was teaching when Maya gave you a soft nudge. You ignored it, denying to divert your attention from the class, but then she again nudged you, this time harder. What? You whispered, yelled, craning your neck to look at her. She grinned and pointing in a particular direction. You rolled your eyes and looked where she was pointing, only to find Taehyung staring at you. He has been staring at you, she whispered from beside you. You raised an eyebrow questioningly, and he just shook his head in response. You pointed at the professor, asking him to focus there instead. You squinted your eyes when he made a face. Look at him, not at me, you mouthed, again pointing at the professor. He glanced at the professor and made a weird face. Then he looked at you and smiled ear to ear. You are the one my eyes want to look at, not him. I'm following their command. He mouthed and winked at you. You shook your head in helplessness and diverted your attention to the professor again. However, you kept glancing at him now and then, and every time your gaze fell on him, you found him already looking at you. Stop staring. It's creepy to look at someone who is eating. You blabbered, giving a pointed look to the Taehyung, who was staring at you when you were having lunch. I can't help it. You look even more beautiful when you eat. I guess food is your other favorite thing after me. You scolded at his cheeky remark. Food is my only favorite thing, nothing else excepted. You spoke with exaggeration, indirectly stressing over the thing that he wasn't your favorite. He snickered, shaking his head. This is not funny. Get your own food if you're hungry, but stop staring. You took another bite, glaring at Maya, who was laughing silently at the exchange between you and Taeyong. Taeyong shrugged and grabbed a spoon, taking a bite from your plate. Hey, you shrieked, protectively rounding your arms around the plate. What? He grumbled with his mouth full of food. Buy your own, don't steal mine. You grabbed your plate and sat 2 seats away from him. I bought this, but you said you bought this for me. You replied, frowning at him. I know what yours is mine and what mine is yours. Moreover, sharing is caring, beautiful. Won't you share food with your boyfriend? He got up and shifted seats, occupying the chair beside yours. You are not my boyfriend, he countered, annoyed by his habit of constantly calling himself your boyfriend and calling you his girlfriend. Not yet official yet. He winked, stealing another spoonful from your plate. Oh, smooth like butter. You snapped your head towards her, shooting a glare at her. She was either leaving remarks or adding dramatic background effects whenever you and Taehyung were together. playing equal part in annoying you. Shut up, you both are annoying. As much as you wanted to get up and walk away, you were hungry. You just couldn't leave food. Thus, you made peace with sharing your meal with Taehyung. That Maya, I swear I'm gonna kill her. You stomped your feet in anger, dialing your best friend's number over and over again, who decided to disappear suddenly, but she wasn't picking up. You had dropped your car at the garage for monthly inspection. Maya had picked you up in the morning and she also promised to drop you home. However, she just fled away, leaving you behind. Moreover, her not picking up the call was angering you even more. All of a sudden, a black car halted beside you. You frowned and stepped back as the windows rolled down, revealing Taehyung's smiling face. Hey, beautiful, what are you doing here? He asked, removing his sunglasses. Oh, I'm dancing, you said sarcastically, giving him a tight lipped smile. Oh wow, a free show or a paid one? He asked, your jaw dropped in disbelief as you gaped at him, wondering if he was joking at the serious moment. Just leave before I say something I'll regret later. I'm in a bad mood. Looked up searching for a cab so that you could go home. Hop in, I'll drop you home. No thanks, I can manage. You replied, your voice flat. He sighed and got out of the car. Closing the door, he leaned against it, his arms crossed across his chest. You looked at him and raised an eyebrow questioningly. Well, I'll wait until you get a ride back home because I know you're stubborn enough to go with me. He shrugged nonchalantly. You sighed and waited for a few moments, but you knew hailing a cab at this hour would be a difficult task itself. Thus, you reluctantly agreed to go with him. Fine, I'll go with you. He grinned, rounded the car and opened the door for you. Come on in, my lady. Bless my car with your heavenly presence. He bowed dramatically, gesturing towards the passenger seat. A small, subtle smile bloomed on your lips, and you got inside the car. He closed the door. Rounding the car, he hopped on the driver's seat with great excitement. Wear your seatbelt, beautiful, or you want me to do the honors. He said, the corner of his lips twitching into a smirk. Rolling your eyes, you buckle your seatbelt, so did he, and he started driving. You lean your head against the window, looking at the city lights blurred passing. He kept stealing glances at you. A bored smile edged across his face, as though his proposal had been accepted by his longtime crush. Soon he parked his car in front of a shop. You looked at him, frowning in confusion. Why did you stop? Just wait here, I'll be right back. You watched as he got out of the car and ran inside a shop which appeared to be an ice cream parlor. He returned after a few moments with an ice cream tub in his hands. Getting inside the car, he forwarded it to you. For me? Who else? I have no one to pamper except you. You nibbled on your lip, thinking for a moment before taking it from him. Thank you. You smiled, the frustration from earlier ebbed away as he opened the lid to savor the cold dessert. A content smile bloomed on his lips, seeing you being delightful, or else you would have burst out on Maya, and Maya, in turn, would have murdered him for including her in his plan. He was the one who made Maya leave early so that he could drop you home and spend some more time with you. You took a bite and hummed as the ice cream melted in your mouth, but then you noticed that Taehyung hadn't gotten anything for himself. You didn't get one for yourself? Why? He looked at you and then pointed his hands, which were on the steering wheel. I'm driving, beautiful, he replied, though you were very possessive of food. You didn't like it when you were eating alone with someone by your side. You scooped a little amount of ice cream and zeroed the spoon towards his mouth. He looked at you and raised an eyebrow. Oh, you are feeding me? Shut up and eat it before I changed my mind. You snapped, rolling your eyes. He chuckled, eating it without averting his gaze away from yours. Dropping you off in front of your apartment, Taehyung insisted on walking you to the door. You stopped at the door, turning towards him. Thank you. You gave him a small smile, while he nodded, smiling back at you. When I You raised an eyebrow when he grabbed your wrist, his thumb tracing smooth circles at the back of it. Bringing it to his lips, he pressed a soft, lingering kiss there. A shiver ran down your spine when you felt the touch of his warm lips. Parting away, he looked at you. I should get going then. Yeah, he gave her hand a gentle squeeze and reluctantly retreated his hand back. You watched as he slowly took his step backwards. See you tomorrow then, you gave a nod waving at him. He sighed and turned around, dragging his feet to his car. But he turned halfway and smiled at you. Miss me, okay? I won't. You will. You rolled your eyes and mouthed, Go. He dragged his feet, looking back time and again as though he didn't want to leave. You smiled at his actions but didn't call him back. Just as he was about to open the door, you called out for him. Listen, he turned around almost immediately, a wide smile curving on his lips. Stay for a coffee. You bit back your laughter when he joked towards you with a wide grin. Though he despised coffee with his whole being, he could swallow that bitter liquid if it meant spending some more time with you. You mean you made these by yourself? You asked while Taehyung nodded his head vigorously. You stared at the cookies. They looked fine, but you didn't know how they would taste. Still, you grabbed one. Okay, moment of the truth. You took a bite and a salty taste instantly spread in your mouth. They were too salty. Perhaps he accidentally added salt instead of sugar. You looked at him, tried your best to not make it obvious. He was looking at you with wide, curious eyes, waiting for your review. Damn, I have never eaten anything tastier than this. It's amazing. You smiled, forcing the cookie down your throat. His lips parted in a wide grin. Really? Let me taste it too. He reached out to grab one, but you closed the box and turned away from him. No, you baked these for me. I won't share. But hey, let me try at least one. He tried to steal one cookie and you tried to protect them, but he won in the end. Taehyung, no, you tried to snatch it from him, but it was too late. He had already taken a bite. He chewed it twice. His face morphed into disgust as he spat it out. Yuck, you call it tasty? It feels like I have added a cookie in salt. He took out his water bottle and gulped half of it in one go, the saltiness still swirling on his tongue. It is tasty for me, okay? It doesn't matter how they turned out in the end, but your efforts are what made it tastier. I appreciate it. Besides, these aren't that bad. You took another bite while he stared at you with an unreadable expression. You couldn't decipher what he was thinking, but he kept staring at you without blinking. Then he smiled, a wide boyish grin that made your heart skip a beat. He looked away, chuckling to himself before looking at you. You blinked as he leaned down to your face level, his hot breath hitting against your skin. Remember you asked me why I keep pursuing you and not someone else? Why you, remember? You blinked and slowly nodded. Only if you could be me, you could feel what I feel, you could see what I see. You too would have fallen in love with yourself, he whispered, staring through your soul. Your heart skipped beat after beat, going out of rhythm, your breath turning heavy. The sincerity of his words, the intensity of his stare, the vulnerability in his eyes made you feel weak in your knees. I love you, Levi, he whispered and inched closer. Your eyes fluttered shut, heart thudding wildly when his lips pressed against your cheek. Something inside you shifted, an emotion coming to life. You didn't know what it was and how it made you feel. It could only be experienced, it could not be explained. But whatever it was intense. As intense as the depth of his eyes, as intense as the rhythm of your heartbeat. Karaoke was fun now. You mumbled getting out of the car after Taehyung. You two had a day off and he decided to take you out. You both had a lot of fun with the food, the arcade, karaoke and many more, and now he had brought you at a beach. Everything with you was fun, he replied, winking at you. You playfully rolled your eyes but couldn't stop a smile from forming on your lips. You were getting used to his occasional flirty remarks. Why did you bring me here? I often come here, it's peaceful, so I thought I should bring my peace along. Your heart raced, eyes softening at his remark. Climb on the car. Huh? What? You asked, thinking you heard something wrong. Climb on top of car, beautiful. Are you crazy? I'll fall and break my bones. You muttered, looking at him with disbelief. You won't. I won't let you fall, trust me. He held your hand and helped you climb on top of the car. Though you were scared, you decided to trust him. He too climbed after you and lay down on the car roof. Lie down, look at the starry sky. You lay down beside him, staring up at the sky full of stars. It was a mesmerizing view. Now you got why they called it peaceful. It felt like everything else faded away and you were the only one there, away from the chaos of the world. It's beautiful, you whispered, hypnotized by the enchanting view above. Indeed, he whispered back. You tilted your head to look at him, but he wasn't looking at the sky. He was looking at you. I was talking about the sky. I wasn't. Your heart raced. The intensity of his stare made it difficult for you to look away. He inched closer, but you didn't move or blink. You inhaled sharply as if bracing yourself from his next move. His lips met your forehead in a long, chastising kiss. You closed your eyes as if seeping into the warmth of the moment. Parting away, he glanced between your eyes and your lips. Gulping down the desire that arose within, he averted his gaze above. As you both lay there in complete silence, the weight of the world didn't feel as heavy as before. Tranquility and comfort made room between you both. Hey, Alex, wait. You rushed towards Alex, the only friend of Taehyung, Maya following closely behind. You had been looking for Taehyung, but he was nowhere to be seen. Thus, you decided to ask him. Do you know where Taehyung is? You asked, stopping in front of him, your breath coming in short gasps due to the long run you made towards him. He isn't in the town. What? How? Where did he go? He was with me till last night. You asked, ignoring the teasing smile Maya threw at you. Tomorrow is his birthday, and every year he visits his hometown to celebrate it with his family. He explained, and you had a strange feeling that you didn't even know this. Moreover, he didn't bother to inform you. Oh, thanks. He nodded and went away. Maya squeezed your shoulders, giving you a hug from behind. Don't overthink. It might have slipped from his mind, or maybe he was in a rush. Try to believe her words. You schooled yourself too. But you wouldn't hide the slight disappointment you felt. All it takes a few seconds to leave a text, but he chose not to do it. Maybe you're right, and why do I care where he goes? It's not like he's my boyfriend or something. He can do. A ping of notification interrupted you. You instantly took out your phone, and a white smile made its way to your lips when you saw Taehyung's text popping up on the screen. I'm sorry for not picking up your call. I'm traveling. We'll call you after reaching home. The text ended with two red hearts and a kissing emoji. Your cheeks heated up as you stayed at his desk, reading it over and over again. Girl, you're gone, she teased, nudging your shoulders with hers. You cleared your throat, glaring at her. It's nothing. I was getting worried. And why so? It's not like he's your boyfriend or something. She mocked, tilting her head, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Shut up. You showed her a look, faint in annoyance. However, you couldn't help the redness coating your cheeks. Upon noticing her smirk, you knew she wouldn't leave you soon. So you walked away, and she followed behind. Accept it or not, girl, you are in love. Everybody can see it on your face. Keep being in denial, you are going to accept one day that I am right. She laughed when you pressed your palms on your ears and ran away. You see, Maya, I have been his friend for years, but not even once he called me to inform where when he is returning or where he is. Bro got a girl and started behaving like a husband. He teased his voice loud enough for you to hear. You are not his girlfriend, Alex. These privileges are only confined to the love of his life. She added, playing along with him. You turned around, hands on your waist, as you showed them a look. I'm not his girlfriend. Sure, they replied at the same time. I laughed, making you groan in frustration. Instead of annoying me, focus on the decorations. He would be here any minute, and we are not even done with all the preparations. Alex and Maya shared a look and decided to stop teasing you for some time. Taehyung called you last evening. You both talked for hours. He told you that he had to rush to get the train on time to go home. That was why he forgot to inform you. You asked if there was a chance of him returning on his birthday because you wanted to wish him in person. And how could he deny you? He decided to return soon. I think I should give the spare keys to Ryan now. I mean, she deserves it more. He spoke again after a long moment of silence. Right. I mean, you saw how excitedly she prepared all of the things. She baked the cake herself. You won't believe me, but I haven't seen her being this excited for her own birthday. She chimed in, not having broke back from teasing you. Guys, last warning. Either you stop annoying me or I am kicking you both out. Of course, you would want to be alone with him. They both smirked, making you throw your head back in frustration. You know what? Just get your words halted midway when you heard the sound of keys jiggling. Your eyes widened. I think he's here. Let's hide. You three rushed to different corners of the living room. Alex switched off the lights and hid behind the curtains, while you and Maya hid behind the couch. You heard me fasten when you heard the front door opening and closing, his footsteps approaching near. As he switched the lights on, you three jumped from your hiding spots. You three shrieked loudly, startling him. He flinched and glanced at you three. He looked around, a smile forming on his lips when he noticed the decorations. You all wished in unison. He chuckled softly, his eyes sparkling with pure delight. The exhaustion from the journey was long forgotten. Thank you, guys. It was such a pleasant surprise. He spoke softly, his eyes meeting yours, and he gave you a soft smile. Well, we just helped. This whole idea was of your girlfriend. You glared at him, but he just shrugged nonchalantly. Thanks, beautiful. I'm so lucky to have you. Your cheeks flushed, and a soft, shy smile appeared on your lips. Let's cut the cake. You stuttered, trying to divert the topic. You had enough of being flustered. You couldn't endure more blushing. Yes, she put all her love into baking the cake for you. For the record, she hasn't baked one for me ever. Your jaw dropped and you looked at her in disbelief. You liar, I baked cake for you many times, but not with the amount of love you poured into his cake. But never mind, I can't blame you. People in love are different species. You were about to pounce on her, but Alex dragged her away. After Taehyung cut the cake, Alex and Maya left, saying they had some work, but you knew they intentionally left you alone with him, and deep down, you were thankful for it. Thank you for the surprise, beautiful, and this cake, it's amazing, way better than the cookies I baked for you that day. You chuckled, shyly tucking your hair behind your ear. I got you some gifts, he watched curiously as you grabbed a big bag and stood in front of him. This flower bouquet, since you always bring me flowers, I thought of getting you as well. You forwarded a bouquet towards him. He smiled ear to ear and took it. Well, that's because you remind me of flowers, beautiful, vibrant, and mesmerizing. He whispered, his voice soft and steady. Oh, another one is a bracelet. I hope you like it. You open a box revealing a beautiful bracelet. You forwarded his wrist in front of you. With a smile etched across your face, you hooked it around his wrist. I'm never taking it off, he murmured, admiring the bracelet adorning his wrist. And the last one, he took out a small, beige teddy bear. It had a small heart stuck in the middle with I love you written in red calligraphic form. Taehyung stared at the teddy bear and then looked at you. Is it? He couldn't speak, his throat tight with emotions. You nodded with a soft smile. You put the teddy bear aside and stepped closer. You won. 7 days are almost over, and you did what you promised. Your charm did work on me. I'm in love with you, Taehyung. Taehyung just stared at you as you slipped your hands around his neck and tiptoed. I love you, Kim Taehyung. His breath hissed when your lips pressed against his. He sighed against your lips, grounding himself in the moment before snaking his arms around you, drawing you closer until there was no distance separating you both. Your lips parted on their own when he gave them a soft smooch. That was the sign he needed. He swiped you off the floor, picking you up, your legs hooking around his torso as he deepened the kiss. It turned more fervent, more desperate as you both poured the feelings you had for each other. As you parted away, breathing heavily, the young pressed his forehead against yours. I'm not dreaming, right? He whispered, breathing in you. You brought your one hand to his cheek, stroking his skin softly. Leaned against the warmth of your palm, sighing softly. It is anything but a dream. I'm no longer your unofficial girlfriend. I'm the official one now. He opened his eyes and laughed softly. This is the best birthday ever. You are here with me in my arms. I can't ask for more. I wouldn't mind if it is the last moment of my life. He felt a sharp sting on his shoulder. You had slapped him there, your eyes throwing pointing daggers at him. Think before you speak, stupid. I just confessed my love, and I want you to stay with me forever. I will always stay by your side, he responded softly. But before you could say something, his lips found yours again, pulling you in a long, shearing kiss.